I am the Humble Seer.
Welcome to the Humble Seer. So in this reading, we're going to do a past, present, and future on Russell Brand. And so we're first going to get a few cards on the board. We're going to pull a card for him as a young boy. Okay, that's him as a young boy. This is his teenage years right here. Okay. This will be his 20s and 30s. Okay, 20s and 30s. And this is his adult life. This is where he's at now. And this card represents his future. And then we'll pull a card on his mother, his father, and his romantic relationships. All right, so let's get started. This is him as a young boy. Okay, so we have the moon. Now, the moon is about, this is him as a very young child, okay? It's the moon. So there was a lot of deception around him, just things that should not be happening around such a young person. Because the moon, which is a major arcana, is about bad energy, it's danger, it's deception. Now, you can't deceive a young child, but that can be around them, that type of energy. It's, so really it's about his parents, specifically his mother. He did not have a good chance. His chances of, when a young child in their formative years are surrounded by the moon energy, they don't have a good chance of developing properly mentally. Okay, this is his teen years. The Lovers. Okay, the Lovers is about true compassion. And he's out of those formative years. And now he's into his teenage years. And it's the Lovers. And that's about compassion. It's end of troubles. So I get that. I don't see necessarily end of troubles. What I see is that mother figure doesn't have as much say over his life, or he's not allowing it, because he's quite a bright child. He was a bright child, right? So he has found true love, and it could be that, we'll get into his love relationships, his romantic relationships later in the read. But as a teenager, I just see him coming out of that moon energy and bouncing into the Lovers type energy. It's true love. It's compassion. Someone has entered his life that's making a bit more of a difference in a positive way. This is his 20s and 30s. Okay. 9 of Swords. Well, this is my celebrity card anyway. If you watch enough of my celebrity reads, you'll know that the 9 of Swords always, almost inevitably, comes out for celebrities. And Russell is a celebrity. He was a comedian and actor. So, he's lived a celebrity life. He's a celebrity currently. So the 9 of Swords, and that's not the 10, where the 10, it finishes, right? It's done, and now you can pick yourself up. No, this is the 9. So there's anxiety, there's distress, there's lack of sleep, there's nightmares. It's just not, his life is a blur. His life is filled with negative experiences in his 20s and 30s. We all know his story somewhat. I don't know it in its entirety, but I do know that he was on drugs and things like that. but he has since pulled himself up by the bootstraps. And we're going to go into his adult life here. Okay, so we have the Eight of Wands in his adult life. Okay, let's get that on the board. And we know that the Eight of Wands is about, I'm going to put this high on the board because it has an effect on where he is currently right now with allegations. Okay. He's in that mental state now. Eight of Wands is messages, communication, letters, social media, fast, quick, all things, happening quickly. And his adult life, that's what's going on. I mean, he has a popular and successful channel where he has turned, I guess, from liberal or left to maybe the right or more conservative, which is why cancel culture, part of why cancel culture is coming for him. But Eight of Wands is, in his adult life, he's got a lot coming towards him, a lot of information. And this is intertwined with these allegations because his adult life didn't start with the allegations. So there's a lot that has gone on in his life as an adult that is about communication. But what it's really about is him being a communicator and communicating things and information and his views on things. And he's quite intelligent. So he's a very highly intelligent, probably very high IQ person. This is his future. Okay. Nine of Wands. And the Nine of Wands it's sickness. It's cancellation. It's, it's just carrying those wands, much like the Nine of Swords. Like I said, it's not the 10 where now the burdens are lifted. These are how I interpret the cards. I'm not your typical reader, okay? But the Nine of Wands is a heavy load, and this is his future. It's not the 10, like I say, where the load is now you're on the ground, it's done, or you're, the heavy, I shouldn't say on the ground, but the heavy load is lifted. And now you can go back to one wand type of thing, right? Whereas his adult life is going to be consumed by carrying heavy loads of allegations, heavy loads of going out into the public world and being looked upon in a certain way. At least it's not the Tower. At least it's not the, anything, the devil, things like that, especially the Tower. At least his future is not the Tower. So there is hope. There is hope. But he is in the fight of his life right now. Okay. All right. So let's now get a card on mother, father, and his romantic relationships. Okay. That's the mother. That's the father. And that's the romantic relationships. Okay. So the mother is the Temperance card, and that's about patience. And I feel that Russell had to have a lot of patience with his mother and the things that she indulged in, the things that she found herself tied to. It was more like he was the adult and she was the child, is what I get. There's just a lot of immaturity on her part. That's just what I see. Making bad decisions that affect not just her, but her young son, her child, Russell. Not the best parent. There may be drugs around, drinking, partying, things like that. It's not a positive environment for any young person. This is the father. Okay. Excuse me. The the 10 of Cups. And the The Ten of Cups is about a happy family, but that is not what the father provided. The father isn't around. The father is a deadbeat dad, basically. But the mother isn't any better. It's almost like she may as well have been the deadbeat mother. So the Ten of Cups is what should have been, what Russell would have liked, but it just wasn't going to be. I see the father not around even. Okay, this is Russell's romantic life. This is his romantic relationships. And we have the Five of Wands. And the Five of Wands is challenges, it's obstacles, it's fights, it's disagreements, it's resistance, it's conflict, but it's also exciting challenge. And I get that these are his romantic relationships, especially in the past. They were filled with drama. Unhealthy, negative, a lot of push and pull, just they were not positive. They were not positive. I mean, the Five of Wands, no matter how you slice it, is not good. The Five of Wands, for his love romantic relationships, again, are challenges, obstacles, fights, disagreements, resistance, conflict. But exciting times comes in, and for him, it was exciting times. Probably not so much for the people that entered his life romantically. It was not. It may have started out exciting, but it fizzled out and it went downhill very quickly, is what I get. So I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for stopping by the Humble Seer. Do consider liking, sharing, subscribing, leave a comment below and tell me what you think about this read. And if you like what I do, consider buying me a coffee, and that will be in the description box below. Until next time, as always, you take good care and we'll talk soon. Bye.